Hey tubers, it's Tuesday afternoon. We're gonna get on these spots. I got another quart made, and got some new clear coat. This is Matrix. We'll give this a shot. This is not their really expensive clear coat, but it ain't their cheapest either. It's like the mid-grade. But that's what Roger Fireman 164 was using, and it came out pretty good, so I'm going to give it a shot. And I know the clear coat that I used on the hood was old. But let me show you what we're doing down here. If you remember correctly, I was talking about, oh, the clock's going off, that flange. From the bottom of the flange to the ground was 1 inch clearance. And I wanted to get a little more of a clearance. So to do that, let me turn the camera around. I've been adjusting on the spanner. And you see I got myself another 1/4 of an inch roughly. So it takes a spanner wrench to do it. And so we'll leave that one the way it is. So when I go to do the passenger side, I'll have a dimension here before we do that, and then when it's all said and done, we'll take the lower one and run it up tight to the bottom of the top one. But that'll give me about another 1/4 of an inch, and we'll see how that looks. If not, then we'll just jack the car back up again, take the tires off, and spin it again. So when I get more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey tubers, it's about 9:30 on Tuesday night. I got this all sanded down. Oh, the coilovers in the front have been adjusted. I still have to do the coilovers in the back, but I raised them up a good 1/4 of an inch. So we'll raise up the back a good 1/4 of an inch, and that should give us some clearance. And we'll see when we get it back down on the ground. Right now we're touching up areas. Got this sanded down in 400 scratch. So, and there was a run right in here that we took care of. Get this one down in 400 scratch. This one needed a little body glazing, and this one's down. What we'll leave, we still have driver's door, below the driver's door, probably about a 8-inch span on the crease down there, and the same thing on the fender down there. We will just hit that with some Scotch-Brite and get that. And then that'll leave us around the rear window and this and the lower valence on both sides. And I'll do that when I turn the car around. So, but then it'll be a major cleaning on the car and in the garage. But the major cleaning will be in the garage. So I'm going to call it a night, and we'll pick this up tomorrow, and probably adjust the rear coilover so I remember that, and then we'll start on the body or the touch-up areas. Like I said, there's 1, 2. Lower valence or lower fender over there, that's 3. Lower door over there, that's 4, and then 5, and then top of the fender 6. And I didn't realize it, but I have another top of the fender right there. So we'll get these touch-up areas done, and then we'll get the car back down on all fours, and need to buff the cowl panel and put that in, and we'll start some assembly. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. Hey tubers, it's Thursday, July 18th, and that's the time. I got up at 4:30 this morning. There's one coat on all the areas. Let that set up, and the other areas down here. Let that set up and flash off, and we'll give it a second coat. More in a minute. Alright, there are 4 good coats on here, these areas. Let that set up. And then we'll hit it with some clear. So, more in a minute. Hey guys, car's all unmasked. Yeah, my little test pattern is still up here. Sort of ran the clear on it. And I'm going to start assembly. Found a new clear, the matrix clear. I really like it, the way it laid down. The only bad thing about it is this mix of blue was off, as you can see. The really good thing is the matrix clear. I like it lays down real nice. So we're going to wet sand and we'll buff it out. Car is really dirty from buffing, so we'll end up buffing it all out. I cleaned off the tool bench. I got an order coming from Classic Industries. It's the front windshield and a whole bunch of other parts. We're going to continue on with assembly. I need to start driving this car. I need to get it down to Leroy at Napa, who mixes my paint, and so I can show him. So we get another quart mixed up, because there are still the other side lower trunk drop, 2, this window right here 3, and along here 4, and I scratched that up in getting the windshield out from the mistake I made before. So we need to get that, and touching up the car is just masking off little areas, and touching up will be a lot easier than repainting the whole car. And then there are a bunch of little areas. I think there's one here. Hold on. It's all full of speckles and dots. Yeah, there's one right there. So, but we're going to start assembly, and that's what it is. I got certain pull parts out. As soon as this dries for another couple of days, I'll wet sand it. We'll buff it. I'll use the small buffer right there. I still got the big buffer inside the car because I want to hit the roof again. I want to hit both quarter panels again, and I want to hit the trunk again, and use the small buffer and do the bumper again. But first we'll do the front. Get the front tires on, get this thing off a jack stand so we can get it in and out of the garage. And also there will be a big cleaning of this garage too. It's filthy. And I'm going to rent a floor machine, and we're going to scrub the floor. Get all the blue tint off it if we can. I might even go out and buy some epoxy and epoxy the floor. And do that. So this is where I'm at. It's all for today. It's Friday. Don't forget the live show today at 3 o'clock. And I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and of course leaving comments. Later.